Alright, everyone. The time has come. Today's a day that we finally finish up the main campaign for this game. And honestly, I've been looking forward to it. This so far has been one of the most roller coaster-like experiences for me playing an Ace Combat's-esque game. Where do I even start? I mean, last time, when I was dueling the spear, and I was at 3% health, and then Frost coming back later with an even more advanced aircraft, it was just... But today it's gonna be the end. The end of the Federation's presence in Cascadia. No need to stall. We're jumping right into this. And I'm pretty sure if you've seen in last stream, you'll know that I recently got an aircraft upgrade, so yeah, the feds are gonna be in for a rough time with me.
The time is nearly upon us. Cascadia is on the horizon, and the Federation is cornered like a rat in Cascadia. This is their final beast, and they are desperately trying to keep it fed.
The Independence Force is preparing for one last naval engagement before the siege of Cascadia begins. For months, ever since the lockdown on aerial cargo and commerce, the Federation military in the region has used Presidian ports to assist its supply train. This only increased when Prospero was lost and the geothermal fractures were reignited. Our fleet, along with Eminent Domain, has tried its best to plug all the holes in our own blockade. However, the Federation has brute forced their way into having a line. The naval convoy is the Federation's only lifeline left. Once it is severed, we can choke out the considerable defenses of Presidia. However, there is also another objective to this. In Presidia's main naval harbor is the Federation's first naval battlegroup. Its concentration within the harbor currently represents the strongest component of Presidia's defenses. Ever since the war started, they have not moved from their position in order to reinforce the city. We intend to change that. By taking out these vital convoys, we anticipate that this fleet will have to respond in order to keep Presidia from being trapped. Independence Force naval elements not already predisposed are being rerouted to just outside of Presidian waters to throw themselves upon the naval blockade. Its destruction, the immediate replacement with our own blockade, and then the removal of the Federation's own naval force is paramount in winning this war. Support our naval forces in sinking the Federation Navy. Victory here means we save a lot of lives when the final push comes.
For sure. Anyways, it looks like this is going to be a massive naval encounter, so I might just have to not use the VX-23 for this mission, because I'm pretty sure it's not all that well equipped for air-to-ground combat. Or should I? Let me actually see what it has. Oh, okay, maybe I can make this work. I just need to do this right. Still need MLAs for this, but I will need block a ground attack weapon. I think, yeah, these will do the jobs just nicely. Alright. Let's do this. This is the final push, ladies and gentlemen. The Federation is on its knees right now. Got to keep them kneeling.
Targets now. This goes against everything I know about naval warfare, but we have to cross the T. What does that mean?
The movement is going straight to the enemy line while they have them completely broadsided.
Oh, we got Eminent Domain with us too. Victory is within our grasp.
Gun to gun, and I know this ship's armor can take it. All ships, full steam ahead. Alien team provides support for the eminent domain. The string of movement must be established. Advanced battle stations. We have eyes on the eminent domain and to
That's not gonna happen. We're about to shut it up. Well, it sure makes things easier for us. In terms of, like, dealing with the cruisers. I only have 2 large unguided bombs that I can drop at once. In sight. There are about to be plenty more destroyed in a moment.
65% of all deployed Federation air forces in Cascadia is in-op. The remaining 35% are being pulled out. Only volunteers are staying
Boom!
behind.
No one's escaping that blast. Whoa, those still destroyed it. Great job, missiles. Yeah, we got the full force coming. We got eminent domain, we got 2 airships. They ain't getting out of this. If you wanted mercy, you should have surrendered already. Oh, great, now they got the X-23s. That evens the playing field a little bit, I suppose. Not if I have anything to say about it. Thanks for the follow, Tornado Pit. Or Tornado Pit. Tornado Pelt. Thanks for the follow. Good to know that you like this game. Or love this game. I'm loving it right now because we're in the home stretch, baby. Ooh. That was close. Yeah, that's right. Get him! If they wanted mercy, they would have surrendered already. Mission 11? Which one was that? Cold War? Man, there were too many good missions in this game. It's hard to keep track of which one was the favorite. Oh yeah. Love that mission. The soundtrack, the duel with Crimson. It was awesome. Crap, a bomb didn't drop. Gonna go guns on these guys. They still got plenty of naval power here. They ain't gonna last too long. Thought I'd be able to carry more bombs on the wings, but nope. That doesn't matter though. This thing was designed as a fighter. Let it do its thing. be lucky if you can. Well, no, pull up. Oh, yes.
Enemy's getting radar locked.
Ah, yes. No! Oh, it missed! Damn. Maybe I shouldn't have used the SK-25 for this mission. But no, this thing is far more fun to fly. Got him. Alright, this guy's flying away from me. Might as well MLAA him. Or not. That didn't work. That didn't work either. He's right below me. So I am going to... Yeah!
Cleared for guns.
Oh yes, I just saved the eminent domain. Yeah! You did something with your game. I modded my game so that the PW Mark 1 has about the same functionality as Crimson 1's. Oh, great. You mean to tell me he's the final boss? That he somehow survived that encounter? That last encounter we had with him? Oh, great. The one thing that I feared would ruin this victory for us, it's gonna happen, isn't it? He says we took everything from him, but nah. He's gonna try to do the same to us, isn't he? That's fine. If he shows up for the final battle, let him. I'll be waiting. How am I missing just one simple cannon? Better get him this time, missiles. Otherwise, I might just have to... Alright, that's it. That's it. I'm gonna use a bomb instead. You failed me, missiles! I'll just say this. Prep for Toho. I've never played a Toho game, dude. All I know is that it's a bullet hell game. And that, you know, it's gonna be pretty tough. If you say it's like Toho, then, yeah, it must be pretty tough. Right, drop it! Yeah, got it. The ship's not done, though.
Missile away. Ground asset destroyed.
There's still more of these guys? Where are they at? Where are they at? I want to shove a bomb down your throat. Kaiser?
It's a fair fight now. We've got mercenary IFF signatures inbound.
This game gets nuts. Yeah, you don't say. This is already getting absolutely crazy. I guess so. Kaiser's bringing in the cavalry, guys. We already had a fighting shot, but now they don't stand a chance. Man, that is a lot of PT votes. You know what? I'll let my allies take care of that. I gotta knock these airships out first. They're gonna be a major threat. Goodness. These don't even look like railguns anymore. They're lasers. Oh, great. My guys took him out. Great. Oh. Whoa. Get that. I knocked the battleship out. Yeah, that's right. Get him, Kaiser! Get him, allies! Man, if Ace Combat 8 gets announced, I sure hope they have bombs as powerful as this. These ones, these are something else. These are powerful. Ooh. I'm typically one for guided weaponry, but I might have to rethink that after playing this game.
Right on target. Damage control? We're already on the flooding in sections D and F. Open up right walls on the opposite side. Have to keep our guns going. We'll make it back to port. You think that was ever an option?
Yeah, that was... No, it was an option. It was either that and, well, you know, die. Well, two nodes, but... still worked. Going guns. This game's already nuts. You're saying it could top that. If the fights against Frost were already insane, if the fights against Crimson Squadron weren't already insane. We're about to find a new definition of insane real soon. Alright.
All Federation naval forces are capitulating or sinking.
Yes!
Ships left, let's start tying the noose.
All ships form around the imminent domain. The Federation
Yeah.
had their chance to leave. Begin the blockade.
We are back in business. It's good to have you back, boss.
Maybe I should have brought the SK-25 for this mission. That was an insane amount of ground targets, and that thing was made for ground attacking. But yeah, VX-23 all the way. I don't care. I'd be saving Prez's life, essentially.
The noose is beginning to tighten, and the Federation will need some time if they are at all able to rally forces in order to break our blockade. It is in this time that we will reclaim Presidia. With our reinforcements having arrived, and with you at the helm, Hitman, victory is assured.
Hitman.
Wow,
Galaxy.
that is a lot of
Glad to see
pay.
you're still kicking. This last month abroad has been really, really interesting. Long story short, a good part of the world is knowing where the wind is blowing. And I've got myself an army no one has ever seen before. Mercenaries, freedom fighters, maybe a secret proxy squadron or two from anti-Federation powers. But hey, we're all in it together now. Refit and reload. We'll get back to it soon enough.
We're gonna let the blockade stew for as long as we can as invasion preparations are set. But we've gotta move fast on the capital, or they'll be too entrenched. Hitman team, stand by. May the Dust Mother see us through.
Have I seen Maxor's video on this? Honestly, Tornado, no, I haven't. I might just be tempted to after I finish, since it seems like the final missions are gonna be the next few, so I still have plenty of time afterwards, so maybe to end the stream off, I will watch the video live. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. We just gotta get through the final missions first.
I brought
Cascadia.
everyone I could find. Every freedom fighter, every war junkie, every soldier of fortune.
The burning of
Throughout the
Prospero.
world, Cascadia has been
That was living hell right there.
against the Federation. And for that,
Was
gathered an
absolutely.
army. They're no Sicario, but it's the best we've got. And the rebels will take everything they can. At first, when taking this job, I thought it was only business.
Yep.
I could find my glory here. But after all they've done, what they did to us,
So
to
many
Sicario,
cruise missiles.
only blood will pay for this contract now.
We intended to keep the blockade going for at least...
No way I was gonna be able to shoot all those down.
But circumstances have forced our hand. We are moving on Presidia today.
Listen up. This is it.
With the supply lines cut and the blockade holding against any reinforcements, Presidia is the final Federation stronghold in Cascadia. Once it falls, Cascadia will be liberated. The city has been deeply entrenched against both land and air attacks. The firepower which exists there now is the sum of any units that have survived this long into the war. With no way out, their only chance at survival is to fight. We intend to meet them and then end them outright. The operation to take back Presidia will be separated into 4 cardinal parts: land, air, sea, and endgame. All combat operational ground forces will be pushing into Presidia from inland, surrounding the enemy forces. From there, they will start dismantling the resistance and taking control of the city. At sea, the eminent domain will be moving in toward the shore to provide gunnery support and wipe out the remaining naval defenders. Overhead, the last of the Federation air power and country will be out trying to inflict as much damage on the IF as possible. Once these factors are accounted for and our forces are in position, the final phase will commence. We will start moving into the city toward the port to wipe out the Federation from Cascadia once and for all. Hitman team, you are among our most veteran elements among the Independence Force. You will be our spearhead. It is by your attacks that the offensive will conduct itself. Choose which element of the battle you want to take on and in what order. We're still trying to gather last-minute reinforcements ourselves, and scavenging what the Federation has left behind, but without your support, it will not be enough. We don't know how this battle will be won, but it ends in the complete and utter devastation of either us or them. Cascadia is our home, and Presidia is its heart. The flag that flies over it at the end will decide all of our fates.
Couldn't have said it better. Yeah, that was... Prospero... Yeah, that was a crap ton of cruise missiles. Okay, Tornado, just for context, I completed most of the game using one of 2 aircraft. Either the MiG-29 or the Su-25. The MiG for air attacking, and the Sukhoi for ground attacking. Even with 6 MLAAs, I probably wouldn't have been able to shoot every single cruise missile down. And yeah, given that you pretty much gave me a little bit of a hint of what's gonna happen, this is gonna be a pretty tough endgame for both us and them. Burst missile, BMLU. What is that supposed to mean? Burst missile launcher? Yeah, definitely. Since it's pretty much maxed out air targets that we're going up against, I'll go with my usual configuration for this. MLAs and machine guns. That'll work, won't it? And if there's one thing I know, it's that machine guns work wonders against the bosses. So fast that they won't be able to dodge it.
All call signs commence the offensive. We are the descendants of those who would not be ruled. Show them what that means.
To all mercenaries, do not count days. Do not count miles. Count only the number of Feds you have killed. Oh. Wingman team, you're on point.
Two arms!
Think you can take out first and engage. Diplomat, engaging.
Card engaging. Card!
Monarch, take Presidia.
With pleasure.
Kingdom. Presidia must hold. If it does, this world will not be lost.
You've gone down to Crimson Squadron crafted in F14. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the F14 does not have the angle of attack limiter that the MiG does. So you were at even more of a disadvantage than I was. Okay, I see railguns there. They need to be taken out first. They are the priority threats. No! It barely landed any of my shots there. Damn. Please tell me that. Yes, it destroyed them. I did so just to prove that I could. Hey, I respect you for that, man. Oh, great, look at this. These super F-15s take more than one MLAA to shoot down. Yeah, they really are scrambling everyone for this. Look, sending F4s after us. They're getting desperate. Mixed in with all the super F-15s. Okay, I'm just gonna pull a knee-high on them real quick. Can't get all of them into view. Alright. So much for that. Time to punch through. Or not. Man, these guys aren't even ace pilots and they're already giving me a challenge. Hell yeah, you are. You are not welcome here. This is not your land anymore. Oh! I don't want to fly in any of these guys, though. That would be very, very bad. I see them over there. Lit them up with your cannons. Yeah, like I said, machine guns seem to be the way to take these bosses out! Yeah, because they move around so much that your missiles, they'll likely lose tracking from them.
Nice kill.
Okay, I see. I see some airships up there. They're next on the scrap heap. Sounds like something right out of Ace Combat, which, again, given this game's inspiration, that is not surprising to me. enemy right behind you.
Now or never for your 5 kills. Right here, right now.
They're referring to how many kills you need to become an ace with that. It certainly is.
Monarch, give us a shot.
Oh, no.
Monarch, good luck.
Whoa, okay, yep. These guys are still putting up a fight. So be it. Yeah, I don't think I told you or you saw the one death that I've gotten in this game so far, and it was after destroying one of the AWACS planes and one of the 737 AWACS planes. I shot it down and then I crashed into it. Yeah. The one way I go out in this game is probably one of the most embarrassing ways possible. Didn't get anyone with that. Wait, no, I don't have my... Oh! That was a bit close for comfort. Happened to me in airships more than once. Okay, man, please don't jinx it for me. Because those things are bigger than, the AWACS planes. That means a bigger target for you to hit it, to slam into.
Monarch, Fox 2. Positive tone. Fast mover out of action.
One F-15 left.
Fox 3, Fox 3.
Yeah! Oh, great, look! Another airship!
Good luck.
Alright. Whoa, that one's actually pretty big. I didn't actually get an opportunity to see how massive those things are, but that one certainly is. Just gonna light them up! One time I hit my own guy's airship.
Enemy's getting radar lock.
Wait, why isn't my AOA thing wasn't activating? Okay, there we go. Now it's deciding to work.
Missile shot off.
Yeah, that must have been that must have hurt quite a bit, because once we actually get airships into the game, once we get friendly airships, that is really when it starts to feel like we have an even shot with these guys.
Nice shot.
Then, just to crash into one, oh man, I would probably rage quit.
Nice kill.
Oh, and he's down. Mission update.
Federation air superiority has been deemed no factor. Wingman team, proceed to the next area of targets.
Oh, great. Down to the sea, guys. Time to set the seas on. Time to set the. Whoa. Yep, time to set the seas ablaze.
Ground asset destroyed.
Looks like I'm mostly gonna have to rely on my allies to take these guys out, because all I have besides standard missiles are my machine gun pods.
Commence firing when they're in range.
Oh. Alright, guys, come on.
Federation Navy on this side of the planet.
Set the. these on fire! Yeah! Yeah, this is gonna be the hard part. Besides the boss fight.
Stupid bastards. Monarch opening fire. All hands, abandon ship.
That better get him. That better get him! Oh crap! I almost crashed into one of my own airships. You almost jinxed it for me there. That would have been hilariously ironic. But given we're in the third of 4 phases right now, I don't feel like dying right here. Oh, come on.
Countermeasures in vain.
I don't got countermeasures on my thing. I just have the aerobatic device. The acrobatic device.
Monarch, good luck. Hitman 1, missile tracking.
Yeah, I know. Whoa, that's shockingly close.
Target down.
The bloodless human button. Yeah. Actually, I think I know what you mean there. The Demon Lord button.
Ground asset knocked out.
Alright, hurry up. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Missile is on the way.
I know it's cool and all, but I really would have liked to see the regular F-22 in this game. Come on, Bud! Oh, that actually... Nope, that didn't sink. Pissed him off! Oh, yes. That was a lucky shot right there. Right on top. Drop it.
Ground unit destroyed. Missile is tracking. Right on target.
See this F-14 right above me.
Monarch
He's about to get a nice little missile in the rear. Oh, man. 83 machine gun hit. Yep. Icarus Home. They're supplying us as well? Wow, okay. I thought they were just supplying the Federation, but I guess they're supplying us as well. Crap, that wasn't enough to sink them. Yep, that carrier is pretty tanky. I am going to hit it quite a few more times.
gun range.
Or just once.
Positive tone. Missile is on the way.
Certainly not. That's fine, you're about to get 2!
Federation Navy is out of action. Hitman, retask ASAP.
Great, eminent domain's here as well. So. Uh-oh. More air-to-ground stuff? Maybe I should have equipped multi-lock on ground missiles for this. So be it. So be it. Yeah, I have almost no machine gun ammo left. This is about to get rough for me, isn't it?
Watch him fly. The attack has begun. All units, link to my IFF network for the ground assault. This is gonna get messy.
Yeah, you don't say.
Hitman 1, good to
I'm going to go too low because I don't want to fly into any of those buildings. Yeah. That'd be pretty bad.
Missile is tracking.
Oh well, it already looks like... Okay, wow. My allies are cleaning up down here. Yeah, I think I've said this like 5 million times in this playthrough. I now see why it's called Project Wingman. Because our wingmen actually do stuff in this game. Unlike... Ace Combat 7. You know what? I'm just gonna fly around here and let my wingman take care of it.
First phase line is engaged. All units engage with extreme prejudice.
Yes, you are.
You had your chance to leave.
You didn't take it. If you wanted this war over, you would have surrendered already.
There's no jobbers we have left. We even need friends, just as long as the guns work.
The bloodless human butt. Enough just idly flying around. Time to shoot these guys down.
Hitman 1, good zone.
Take them apart in the street. Don't let their scouts run.
Yeah, because you gotta be bloodless to pull this kind of stuff off.
Opening fire. Port Authority building. This is it. The last Federation forces in Cascadia. Kill them all so they may never come back. Set up positions. Hitman team, we have IDs on remaining targets in Presidia. Kill them all. What? Oh, hold on a second. Too little, too late, damn it. All units, cease engagement immediately.
This is Independence Force HQ, representing the free and civil government of Cascadia. All active units, stand down. I repeat, all units currently engaged, cease fighting immediately.
I have conflicting orders from above. What's going on? All Federation military forces operating within the territory of Cascadia are to stand down and evacuate. This is an order from your Prime Executive, effective immediately. I'm getting a transcript. Hold on. Let's see, the parties participating
It's kicking in. I might as well pause right now because I'm calling major BS on all that. You yourself said it. Yeah, Logan, this is my first play for the game right now. And we are just about to reach the end, it seems. But, for better or for worse, someone in my Twitch chat told me that Crimson One's about to come back and nuke the crap. Okay, I'll just cut the language. Someone in my Twitch chat told me that Crimson One on the final mission is gonna come in and nuke the shit out of us. And I'm just waiting for it to happen at this point. While all this talk of ceasefire is going on, I'm just like, nah. It's not happening. If Crimson One's coming back, nah, fam. No way. This is not gonna last. Anyways, the ad break's about to come to an end soon, so let's continue.
It was called just an hour ago. Damn it. Seriously? God damn. Changing IFF parameters now. We're fighting
Don't worry, Tornado. I paused it for you so that, you know, we could get back to the action when it was over.
What am I supposed to do? All units stand down. I repeat, stand down. This is what we've been looking for. Block off all roads to the Federation Embassy. Wave everyone down. I'll be damned if I let any spies through. Is that it? Is the war over? Just like that? We did it. We did it! I can't believe it! We resisted the Federation!
All units are directed to clear a path to the harbor for surrendering Federation units. They will be transported out by sea.
If you want to survive, get to the harbor. Throw down your guns and run. Anyone who's wearing a Federation tag will be taken as a prisoner. I don't like this. We've all been blue-balled.
Hey, we fulfilled our contract, haven't we?
Stand by. Let them know who won this war. I'm flying right next to them. What's our exit?
All units stand by.
Wait, there's no Federation planes in the air.
Cascadia as the Federation makes their exit.
Stand by. All units, just hold on.
There's that laugh.
Our warnings are going off. Who's ever doing this?
Where is he?
The war's off.
Oh no! My IFF is going like crazy!
Heads on a swivel. Now. All of us. We've been
What the? Oh my...
Vector, I'm bogeyed up. Contact. Faded.
Jeez! Where are all those coming from? Alright, I gotta start dodging this. Jeez! Okay. Prospero was a big explosion. But that... Do you not realize how many lives you've just taken? Dude's completely lost it. He's completely lost it now. Not only has he robbed thousands upon thousands of Federation and Cascadian lives, he robbed me of victory. He's about to pay. I don't care. I'm speeding through this. He was right. This is not just business anymore. It's personal.
You're a slave to history. Even after calamity, you fight against the only order that can guarantee the safety of your people. You solely are responsible for this.
Alright, let's do this, Crimson One. Me and you now!
What do you have to show for yourself, Merc? I will bury you so completely. The earth will turn over 1,000 times before your body's dug up.
Not if I have anything to say about it. Get back here! We're not done yet. He didn't get a single hit from that. Look who's talking right now. I'm not trapped here with you. You're trapped here with me. A vengeful mercenary. I could say the same for you. You've not only robbed millions of Cascadians and Federation workers of their lives, you've robbed me of victory. This ends now. Big plane, though. Alright, then. If that's the way you want it, then that's the way you're gonna get it. Well, peace. You call this peace? That's for the history book. That's for historians to consider. Yes, I do. I'm here to stop you. And you going on about robbing Cascadians of your you going on about I don't need borders. You going on about the Cascadians, about how I robbed them of their life? What a hypocrite. You should realize who you should be talking to when you say that. Listen to yourself! If that's how you want it, so be it. Alright. He's 2/3 down. Maybe so. But these are my skies. What are these things? Oh my goodness gracious. What are those things? Boy. So many control alerts going off right now. Oh my goodness gracious. Yep, I can see what you meant when you said that this was going to be a bullet hell. Yep, get back. Enough with that cheating crap. Gladly. Ooh. Maybe this life ends for me, but that'll mean a new beginning. Get rich. Yes, they did. For following you blindly. And he had the gut. Wasted a good pilot. And a good plane, too. Fire away, coward! Whoa! He must have Cordium powering that jet, because he's not dead. I think I just ruptured his fuel tanks. Caution. That's my symbol, isn't it? No HUD. Only 2 health bars. And I can't see what weapon I have equipped. Bro's lost it. Bro has completely lost it. Whoa! This is not where it ends. This is where it begins. I guess I'm the last pilot standing after all of this. Cascadia is in ruins, but the war has been won. The deal will be honored. Contract complete, funds distributed. Robbed me. You robbed the Cascadians. You robbed the Federation. You robbed me. I have doubts on whether my squadron actually survived that. Get the PW Mark 1, please. It is so awesome. If I have the funds for it, maybe. But if it's the boss aircraft, I imagine it's going to be very, very costly. What a spectacle. That boss battle left me speechless. If you play on Mercenary mode, it's revealed that they... Spoilers. Well, I guess that kind of narrows it down a little bit. They either live or they die. Man, that really was something, and I think that final boss battle alone, that might have been the best one so far that I've played from an Ace Combat-esque game. Pixies was awesome. Mihai's was awesome. This was like a combination of both of them. Because think about it. Dude was in an experimental plane. Dude nuked the crap out of us like Pixie almost did. Really was just a hybrid fight there. One of the best fights I've ever been in a video game, at least. And shout out to the team that made all this possible. I'm just gonna mostly sit through the credits and honor everyone that made this game possible. I think that all this started from a game. I think all this started off as a game made by 3 people. Who were just very passionate about Ace Combat. I salute the devs and everyone who helped make this game possible. And if there ever comes a sequel for this game, like, I guess it would be called Project Wingman, not Men. I would be happy to back it, even if it's just a little bit. And heck, if the devs are out there and see this, if you want someone to voice act, I'd be more than happy. I'd be more than happy to help with that. Even if it's just a minor role. See why I say this game is awesome? Bro, it hit me like a truck ever since the first mission, almost. I mean, I've really been investing myself in Ace Combat. Since 7. I've been going back, seeing where the series started, and they said, someone on the subreddit said, they recommended me playing this game after I did 0. And I can see why. This game really was awesome. Seriously though, PW Mark 1 is sick. The Project Wingman Mark 1 has those BLM US. The burst missile launchers, I'm guessing you mean. I imagine it also has the railgun as well. But like I said, that jet is most likely very expensive. And given I spent pretty much all of my credits on the VX-23. It might be a while till I'm able to afford it. Burst missile launcher, universal, all targets. You have enough to buy it after finishing. Okay then. Okay then, Tornado. Let's see. Well, we'll see after the credits roll. Because I want to sit back and honor everyone who made this game possible. And I don't know if you saw, but if there ever comes a sequel for this game, like, oh, I don't know, Project Wingman, you know, it wouldn't just be called Project Wingman 2. I think they could do something smart by calling it Project Wingman. Because, you know, Men 2, you know, I'd be more than happy to back it. Even if it's just a little bit, and hey, if the devs are out there and see this, I'd be more than happy to do some voice acting work for it. At least I think, considering it's been a while since I played it last. Well, see, I did my first playthrough on easy because, unlike most Ace Combat games, there are actually achievements for this game for playing through on all the difficulties. So I figured, if I'm gonna have to do this on all difficulties, I might as well start with the easy one. Ease my way into it. One other thing that I didn't really get to comment on much was the music. It might just be up there with the Ace Combat soundtracks that I've listened to so far. Especially that final boss battle music. The reason I was so quiet through most of it was because I wanted to take that music in. I didn't want to interrupt it too much. Except for when I wanted to deliver a cool line. And yeah, Cold War. The soundtrack in that mission was... that was the chef's kiss right there. Actually, no. Both Kings and Cold War were awesome. Yeah, I handed Crimson One's ass on a silver platter with that one. Then again, I was doing this on easy mode, and I was using a VX-23. I'll still give myself a little bit of credit, though, because boss battles are not supposed to be easy. Heck, I don't think you saw it, but when I was dueling against Frost in the SP-34R, she had me down to 3% health, and I spent most of the fight during that phase trying to dodge her attacks. That was intense for me. Yeah, 14 for me because Prez, Wizzo. You just had to have your weapons specialist officer wife with you, didn't you? Oh, no, I could have said something smart there. Your WSO, your waifu specialist officer. Yeah, that's what Wizzo WSO really means in this game. And I had her with me for a few missions too, when I was using the SU-25. And she made using that plane all the more enjoyable. Although I'm not sure how she would react to the Crimson boss fight. Given that, you know, everyone pretty much exploded when the Cordium nukes were dropped. And to think that this is all just one region of a world on fire. I'm sure when I do the when I do the Frontline 59 campaign, I'm going to explore a little bit more of it. But the devs certainly have a lot they can do with a game like this, with a universe like this. I'd be excited to see where a sequel goes with this. I'd be excited to see where a sequel goes. It's a long name right there. His Highness Space Pirate King Zolgum of the Andromeda Galaxy. That sounds like a VTuber description right there. Oh, and one other thing, man, there's a lot that I have to say that I haven't really had the There's a lot of things that I didn't have the opportunity to talk about when I was actually playing through the game because I wanted to take in the experience. I noticed that for a lot of these jets, a lot of the jets in the game, they used, you know, they changed the names up a little bit to avoid copyright infringement and all that. I mean, perfectly understandable. But for me, it sort of took away a little bit from the authenticity of flying the jets in Ace Combat. But, you know, as long as the jets, they look the same, I don't really have that much of a problem with it. We hope your journey through the campaign of Project Wingman has been an enjoyable one. Certainly. This is far from a perfect game. It'll have its inherent flaws and shortcomings. Everyone in the development team is extremely proud with what Project Wingman has become. As am I. It's been a very exciting and somewhat emotional journey. Thank you, and see you next time. I salute thee. It is the honor of my life you've taken to the skies as monarch, and become once again the king of the skies. Sincerely, I hope we meet again. Certainly. Thank you for the continuous support over the past few years of development. I hope the game brought you as much emotion as it did for me while making it. Yeah, it certainly did. Thank you for playing. Thank you for making such an awesome game. And that just about does it. Let me actually see if I have enough credits to buy the PW Mark I. I doubt it, but I suppose it's worth checking. Let's see. I'll hop into Cold War real quick. See if I have the credits for it. Oh no, I don't! Bruh, look at this. I only have a quarter of what's needed to buy this aircraft. And, oh, we also have the Spear here. And that's almost just as expensive as the PW Mark I. Yeah, that is a major kick in the rear. Unlike most of the other aircraft, these two have fixed loadouts. I guess that makes sense, though, because they want to keep it true to how they were in the boss fights. What the heck? The spear only has machine guns and a railgun. What is that? That's the equivalent of taking a knife to a gunfight. Right there. And of course, PW Mark 1 here. Standard missiles, burst missile launcher, and the railguns. So definitely save up for the PW Mark 1. PW Mark 1's superior to the spear. Yeah. Well, hey, I still have the Frontline 59 campaign to go through. And hopefully I get some credits from doing that. And hopefully a lot of them. Because, man, these prototype aircraft are extremely expensive. But yeah, I'm gonna follow my word here and actually pull up the Maxor video. See how I react to it. Let's see. I'm typing this off cam right now. Maxor Project Wingman. There it is. Project Wingman review. Nuclear planes defeat the Antichrist. Bro, this thumbnail is something else. Let me actually get off the game real quick, turn off my game capture, and turn on my window capture. YouTube Opera. Alright. Let's see this. Let's see how this goes. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I do that, there's another meme right here that I ought to see. Perfectly sane Monarch and Prez do on a mission. Let's see what this is like. That was the other way I failed a mission, right there. Somehow, an SAAM got locked onto one of the civilian planes. That was the other way I failed a mission right there. Anyways, let's get to the actual video. Project Wingman, nuclear planes defeat the Antichrist.
Project Wingman is a game which encapsulates and defines the term competitive genocide. In a world where Yellowstone National Park has had enough, humanity is plunged into a post-apocalypse where the laws of war are null and void.
Oh my... I need to replay that. Up my volume a little bit.
Project Wingman is a game which encapsulates and defines the term competitive genocide. In a world where
It certainly does. I mean, most of that's just between the Federation. The Federation just trying to one-up itself with how much destruction it could cause.
Yellowstone National Park has had enough. Term competitive genocide. In a world where Yellowstone National Park has had enough, humanity is plunged into a post-apocalypse where the laws of war are null and void. We play as a mute, possibly autistic psychopath, hell-bent on his mission to fight the Australian Illuminati, featuring such notable species as the land battleship, the battleship, and the battle bus. Across
Those land battleships, they were an absolute joke, honestly. All I had to do was drop a large unguided bomb on them. I thought they would be a lot tougher, that it would take a few more bombs, but nope.
The autistic psychopath hell-bent on his mission to fight the Australian Illuminati, featuring such notable species as the land battleship, the battleship, and the battle bus, across a multitude of varied and interesting locations like the apocalyptic wasteland that is Los Angeles.
Actually, I just realized that most of these take place in real-world locations.
Locations like the
Guys, I think this Okay, I'll wait till the ad ends to actually give my statement on this. Alright, ad's over. I was gonna bring up that, with all the Project Wingman stuff, with how many cordium nukes have been detonated and launched at cities like this, it's funny because, like, just like a few days ago, I think it was like yesterday, all the Cinder drama is going down right now with all, her falling out with her friends and, the manager issues and her trying to get exclusivity deals. And it's like her world got set on fire. And quite fittingly so, because she's a Hellhound VTuber. And meanwhile, I'm playing Project Wingman, where we literally do that, where we're flying through a world on fire, so yeah, quite ironic there. I might just make a meme of this later on, where me watching Project Wingman unfold, just a GIF of the cordium nukes getting detonated, and then meanwhile, me watching the Cinder drama, and it's literally the same thing.
Apocalyptic wasteland that is Los Angeles. Caught in the middle of a conflict between the Pacific Federation and Cascadia, our protagonist is forced to put aside his fight with Jack Sparrow in Louisiana to conduct a second American Revolution and facilitate tax evasion. As a member of the Sicario mercenary group, you're given the tools of destruction you need to fight off the Antichrist, because in this universe group, you're...
I'm sorry, fight off the Antichrist? Oh, they must be talking about Crimson 1.
You're given the tools of destruction you need to fight off the Antichrist.
We've got you surrounded. Come drink the corn syrup. I hate the Antichrist. I hate the Antichrist.
Because in this universe, the UN does not solve conflict, it starts it and then escalates it.
Yep. Actually, that makes me wonder what nations are actually part of the Pacific Federation. I know Cascadia used to be part of it, but what other nations? I mean, it's Pacific Federation. There's probably Pacific countries that are involved with that.
So like most problems in the world, we resort instead to base violence as a means of international dispute. Bring your jets, your guns, your bombs, and your napalms, because we're going absolute Barbarossa. Confused? Good. We live in a society where this is canonically as expensive as a Mercedes and holds 182 missiles.
Yeah, again, the amount of missiles these jets hold, it is comical, especially even in comparison to Ace Combat, where, Ace Combat 7, I think the highest amount of missiles you could hold in a plane is like 150, or I'm sorry, like, for the lowest jets it's probably like 64 or so, but this, it jumps all the way up to 175, which is insane.
Where this is canonically as expensive as a Mercedes.
Yeah. Because that makes sense. They probably use the same materials, too.
And holds 182 missiles. So if you want to see a parade of destruction, melodrama, questionable engineering choices, and King Crimson, then let me be your guide into the wonderful world of Project Wingman, humanity's first jet-centric game where California finally explodes. Now, I know what you're thinking. A jet game, Max? You've gone insane. Jet games are played by dads that have 12 keyboards and people with actual money. And
wrong, I did. And I have neither of those things. Or I am neither of those things.
While it may appear to you that I have money, it's only because I spend it very responsibly.
Oh my goodness gracious, this dude's a Genshin
While it may
player
appear to you
too.
that I have money, it's only because I spend it
Yeah. Actually, no, this is a free character. What do you mean you spend money very wisely?
very responsibly. You will be happy to know that Project Wingman is neither a simulation nor has it dug into my extensive budget. I would
Oh my goodness.
Project
Dude!
Wingman is neither a simulation nor has it dug into my
Okay, this is probably like, you know, for comedic effect, but seriously, 25,000 to spend on Genshin.
extensive budget. I would describe the game as more about piloting a slow Gundam than the actual intricacies of real air combat. Only in Project Wingman can you do the boss fight against the guy with 12 railguns and his force fields. And yes, the force fields do turn into railguns, just like
Oh my goodness, that explains all the bullet hell that was
12
going on.
railguns and his force fields. And yes, the force fields do turn into
How does that work? Like, I'm sorry, I'm just at a loss of words right here. How does that work? Like, you mean to tell me that that floating drone energy shield, it has like 5 railgun shells inside of it that shoot off as soon as it expires.
railguns, just like real life. Most people think that jet combat is just about circling, and yeah, that's a thing. But the difference is in how it's contextualized and iterated on, which is by insane people. One mission you might be firefighting, and the next thing you know, Crimson 1
Firefighting. Yeah, because we're fighting with fire. Yeah, the proximity railgun spheres and the shotgun railgun spheres. 6 railgun shells. Okay, I was close, but still. How does that work?
on, which is by insane people. One mission you might be firefighting, and the next thing you know, Crimson 1 appears for the 6th time near the active volcano. How many flight games?
Wait a minute, I didn't even realize that we were actually near Yellowstone. That was Yellowstone
and
right
iterated
there.
on, which is by insane people. One mission you might be firefighting, and the next thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were actually near Yellowstone for this mission. But, yeah, he was right. We spent, like... We spent a 7th of the game fighting Crimson 1. Actually, no, it wouldn't be a 7th, because we had the 3 boss fights against his squadron, and then the final boss fight against him. So, we spent a 7th of the game fighting his squadron, and then a 5th? About a 5th of the game fighting him.
You know, Crimson 1 appears for the 6th time near the active volcano. How many flight games do you know include lava damage? And do you want to know the best?
Yeah, that I really didn't like
active
that, to be
volcano?
honest.
How many flight games do you know include lava?
Yeah, I was smart here. I didn't actually fly through these things. Instead, I just shot them from a distance and didn't actually do any tunnel runs. Yeah, 6 railgun shells per blue spear. 36 railgun shells at once whizzing by you. Jeez.
Lava damage. And do you want to know the best part? The game is fully playable in VR. Please don't use a keyboard, which allows...
Yeah, he's right. Don't play... If you're gonna play an Ace Combat style game like this, don't use a keyboard. Oh, I didn't realize this game had VR integration. Too bad I don't have a VR headset to use.
Allows you to do some goofy shit, like physically exiting your cockpit in the middle of a battle. Okay, it's...
Budget ejection seats feel like.
It's a little windy, but I'm ready. Does anyone else feel lightheaded? I will say, though, that in order to get the real VR experience, you'll have to repeatedly rotate your head with the light brick strapped to it. I lasted 4 missions on average before the recoiling permanently morphed my spine. You use the radar in your plane by physically looking down, not that you'll be able to by the end. Reviewing the footage, I noticed that there were moments in the game where I just died. That's not me taking off the headset, I just gave up on life. No game will ever make you feel this old, and nothing increases the immersion more than
Hold
speed.
up. I need to go back
radar in
there.
your plane by physically looking down, not that you'll be able to by the end. Reviewing.
Man, neck pain is a bitch sometimes, you know. I mean, I was dealing with it before I even started playing today. And that wasn't from the game, it was from outside circumstances.
During the footage, I noticed that there were moments in the game where I just died. That's not me taking off the headset, I just gave up on life. No game will ever make you feel this old, and nothing increases the immersion more than specifically choosing planes with as little visibility as possible for the
Oh my goodness gracious. Dude! This is like F-117 levels of visibility right here. Like, what? Bro, imagine if they have, for Project Wingman, they have an F-117 here. It's probably gonna have the worst visibility of any jet in the game.
Planes with as little visibility as possible for the extra challenge. I beat the entire game choosing planes with as little visibility as possible for the extra challenge. I beat the entire game in 2 painful sessions, but I had never experienced anything like this ever since my house nearly burned down while
oh my goodness.
But I had never experienced anything like this ever since my house nearly burned down.
Wow, how fitting. His world got set on fire too.
While playing VTOL VR. What the fuck? So in terms of VR, it's a must-have, because only in VR can we express the true, paralyzing fear of driving.
That reminds me, Ace Combat 7 had a VR integration, but it was only for PlayStation, so yeah, massive L there. They should have had the option to have the VR missions for Ace Combat 7. And if they're gonna do VR for Ace Combat 8, they should definitely allow it to be doable on PC. Not that I'd be able to anyway, because again, I don't have a VR headset to work with.
So how do we fly our death machine? VR controls, after all, are difficult. Mr. Smart Guy over here thinks he knows how hands work. First of all, you'll need to get inside your real Project Wingman trademark plane. Turn on the main battery. Whatever this is, turn on the engines, but not too fast. Close your canopy. Clasp the shitting grip. Display. I don't know what this does.
This is probably VTOL VR. Yeah, no way I'd be able to do this. For me, again, I wasn't using a keyboard for this. I was using an Xbox controller that I hooked up. So, yeah. A lot easier for me to control than just, having to flick all these switches with, VR controls.
Boot Windows, Microsoft Pinball. Smash that radar button. Hit subscribe. Turn off the brakes. Make sure you give the joystick a good jiggle. Now, we're not going to use the carrier's catapult. We're just going to pray. You'll notice I forgot to unfold the wings, which are now detached from the plane. Wingless percent speed row. Landing gear. You'll notice controlling an aircraft without wings is hard. That's all right. The guys on that destroyer don't have family. Now that we're in the air and in the correct game, what am I supposed to do? The answer is remarkably simple. Missiles. There's a reason you can carry several hundred of them. Missiles are fucking everything. Every specialized weapon for all your terrestrial needs are various permutations of a missile. It's actually
wrong. You forgot the machine guns and the rail guns and the bombs.
A problem because, I guess you could use unguided bombs if you want to miss.
Wait a minute. He was using the MiG-21 for that. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the MiG-21, the bombs for that thing are actually drop tanks. And that's just comical, and you know. I was using large unguided bombs for when I had bombs. You're not gonna miss with those things.
Actually a problem because, I guess you could use unguided bombs if you want to miss.
Okay, never mind, I take it back. He was using small unguided bombs there.
Because, I guess you could use unguided bombs if you want to miss. Ace Combat, at least.
Precision, mate.
Problem because, I guess you could use unguided bombs if you want to miss. Ace.
Is that Torres? Oh my goodness. Don't you see? 1 million! 1 million lives! That's what he's doing to Trigger right there, isn't it?
Combat at least had the gall to let me use an unguided laser, but I don't know, what else can you put on a jet? A fucking dolphin? I don't want to emulate the Wii. You also have the option of a gun, which might as well be a laser, and is the most reliable way to kill anything, including...
See, at least he nailed this. Guns are the way to go in this game.
Entire battleships. What is in the fucking ammo? If normal bullets work...
Actually, now that I think about it, they're probably cordium bullets.
Like this, Chicago would be a nuclear wasteland by tomorrow. in the fucking ammo. If normal bullets worked like this, Chicago would be a nuclear wasteland by tomorrow, as opposed to the current wasteland that it is now. Besides that, the controls are exactly what I want out of a jet game, and I don't think they can be improved. What truly makes a combat encounter in the game isn't the simple controls, it's how they're multiplied by the 6 pursuing aircraft. Unlike Ace Combat 7, your allies have...
Yeah, like 15 million missile alerts going off in your cockpit.
I don't think they can be improved. What truly makes a combat encounter in the game isn't the simple controls, it's how they're multiplied by the 6 pursuing aircraft. Unlike Ace Combat 7, your allies have the ability to minorly inconvenience each other. They will do. Like Ace Combat 7, your allies have the ability to minorly inconvenience.
The Project Wingmen. Get it? Because your wingmen are actually useful?
Pursuing aircraft. Unlike Ace Combat 7, your allies have the ability to minorly inconvenience each other. They will do, per mission, at least $3 of damage. So the balance between you annihilating everything and there being an actual battle is pretty good. Although majorly stacked, your success is uniquely predicated on the fact that you play as the world's first bloodless human who experiences literally no side effects from—
Oh my god. Now I can see where you got the idea of the bloodless human button.
is pretty good. Although majorly stacked, your success is uniquely predicated on the fact that you play as the world's first bloodless human who experiences literally no side effects from the Jupiter Strength G-forces that he regularly conducts. You use your newfound power to conduct a series of engagements. 21 engagements. That's a lot of potential war crime trials, which is why we have to win.
Indeed.
That being said, anything that we do pales in comparison to the good accomplished by nuking America.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna have to play catch-up. Our liberation will take us all across the video game against all manner of foes, including the planes, the big planes, armies of helpless soldiers with families and dogs, and the Federation fleet. Wait, who is that on my screen? Oh, I mean, matey, it's me.
Oh great, he's back!
Fuck. But what really stands out are the boss fights. Yes, the plane game with boss fights. Shinji, get in the plane. We have to fight the angels or some shit. As for their weaponry, well, it's not physically possible.
Yeah. And that's why we love the game.
We have to fight the angels or some shit. As for their weaponry, well, it's not physically possible. In order, you fight Crimson Squadron, French woman, and her
French woman. I didn't even realize that was her accent.
You fight Crimson Squadron, French woman, and her Australian babe. It's 4
Oh
Crimson
my
Squadron.
god.
Crimson Squadron, French woman, and her Australian.
And these guys, Australians. Man, that makes me wonder, what nationality is Monarch? Is he like British or something? Because he has both the Australians and the French hating him.
Babe, it's 4 p.m. Time to get in the plane. Crimson Squadron. And Crimson Squadron's very angry nuclear enthusiast. More about it's not physically possible. In order.
I'm gonna pause right here while the ad's going on. Yet again, take a little drink break. And that's it. I'm out of fuel now. Alright, there we go. Let's get back to this. Monarch's nationality is yes. Good answer.
You fight Crimson Squadron, French woman, and her Australian babe. It's 4 p.m. Time to get in the plane. Crimson Squadron. And Crimson Squadron's very angry nuclear enthusiast. More about him later. He's a guy. You can probably tell.
Yeah, he is a person in a society.
Nuclear enthusiast. More about him later. He's a guy. You can probably tell that it's character and the dialogue that keeps the game alive. Project Wingman would be an entirely different game if you weren't constantly hearing more complaining than a fucking call center. Silence is so rare that when your ally flips his shit and demands people stop fucking talking, everyone is so rare that
I
when
love
your
this
ally
moment.
flips his shit and demands.
Man, I love this moment. It was so great that I actually clipped it. How is this not meme material? the whole diplomat situation where he's like, "Shut up! Nobody asked!" That was probably my favorite moment in the entire game. I can just hear it right now. In fact, it was so effective that he actually got everyone to shut up.
Bands people stop fucking talking, everyone is surprised. So just by playing the game, you get a lot of lore. So I think it's a good time to talk about that. Our story begins, like many, in Wyoming, where Yellowstone National Park does a little trolling, causing the tectonic plates to fucking rupture. In an instant, the entire modern age and Christianity in particular is ended. This, however, created a mysterious, volatile material called cordium, which effectively gave everyone free geothermal energy. And also bombs.
Oh my goodness. Of course, it's another dual usage situation where you can use this for good or evil. And of course, it seems like in this case, we chose evil.
In particular is ended. This, however, created a mysterious, volatile material called cordium, which effectively gave everyone free geothermal energy. And also bombs. What emerged hundreds of years later are the countries of the Pacific: Neo-Mongolia, Large Hawaii, Oceania, and Cascadia.
Actually, I got my answer right now. I now know I actually got my answer to the question I was asking. What countries are in the Pacific Federation? New Mongolia. Deformed Hawaii.
Large Hawaii, Oceania.
Oceania. Yeah, that's Australia for you.
And Cascadia. Oceania in particular was once invaded by a cabal of mercenaries attempting to establish diamond dogs or some shit. Thank God that we had Skullface there to help us out. In fact, nearly every military engagement since then has been swayed exclusively by methed up mercenaries to prevent further—
Oh my good. Well, I think Kaiser seemed relatively level-headed, except for when we had to duel Frost over home base. He absolutely flipped his shit.
Challenges to their rule, the Federation tightened its power to include all of the death squads, but primarily
all of the I'm guessing he means the peacekeepers right there.
Cascadia. The Federation tightened its power to include all of the death squads, but primarily Cascadia was just mad that other people were allowed to use the limitless supply of energy that they had, and one—
I mean, it's limitless until it blows up. There's a video of two planes with Crimson Ones reading a copy-paste thingy and Dip blowing up Crimson One's planes while shouting at Crimson. I might just do that, like, because, I still have to play the Conquest in the Frontline 59 campaign. Maybe, like, in between, like, before the Frontline 59 campaign, because I heard it's only, like, 5 missions. Before I do that, I might just, for the hell of it, I'll just watch some meme videos before I actually play the campaign for that.
Wanted to sell it to everyone else at a ridiculous markup. This sets the scene for a war of independence which you are caught in the middle of, or rather, insert yourself into for money. Now the thing is, Cascadia is a real nation that exists.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, because mercenaries go where the money is, and where there's a cause worth fighting for.
Rather, insert yourself into for money. Now the thing is, Cascadia is a real nation that exists in the imagination of insufferable people. So I can attest that the geography of where I live is well suited to guerrilla warfare. The entire Cascadian fleet, for instance, is one stolen ship called the Eminent Domain. The Federation, though, is...
The one. No, it's just, they loaded all of their arsenal. Well, they loaded 90% of their arsenal into that ship. I'm pretty sure during the final battle, they were shooting railgun shots as well.
The Cascadian fleet, for instance, is one stolen ship called the Eminent Domain. The Federation, though, is not without a contingency plan. All across their empire, the Federation establishes peacekeepers, that's the real name, elite fighter squadrons of questionable sanity and engagement timing. The peacekeepers...
Right. Perfect timing, honestly. They call themselves peacekeepers, but really, they're keeping us from getting peace.
is not without a contingency plan. All across their empire, the Federation establishes peacekeepers, that's the real name, elite fighter squadrons of questionable sanity and engagement timing. The peacekeepers are so confident that they arrive late to every single battle that they're in. This directly causes their failure 90% of the time, by the way. The peacekeepers we encounter are the Crimson Squadron, one such group of elites so dedicated that they risked losing their entire air force, went to a volcanic suicide mission, and nuked millions of people because you owned them. Their squadron is led by the infamous and powerful Crimson One people because you owned them.
Yep. And again, I'm not sure if you saw Tornado. I think I told you, but I'll say it again. When I first encountered them, I was going up against them in a MiG-29, and they didn't last long. One guy tapped out. I've been handing their asses out on a silver platter since the first encounter.
Their squadron is led by the infamous and powerful Crimson One, who was elected the whitest among all Oregonians. Unfortunately, he's quite dedicated. Crimson One's idea of protecting his homeland under the banner of the Federation involves nuking it. Twice. It's like he's trying to make anime. He's saving his people from the pain of living. What barbarism will people slip into if we don't have common travel passes? He's a blast to fight, unlike his friends. I wouldn't consider fighting his squadron to be the peak of gameplay. The game's bosses can be divided into two categories. Bosses that have railguns and this shit. You dodge the Crimson Squadron's missiles by rapidly turning as they approach. But Crimson Squadron themselves are always rapidly turning, sometimes at a 90-degree angle.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's how you win most of these fights. The secret strategy, turning in a circle.
Meaning there is no nuance. While pursuing them, you are invincible. Here's how you fight Crimson Squadron. Turn towards them. Fire a missile. Miss. Fire a missile. Repeat like 10 times until they die. Oh, and
you could just quicken it by using guns on them.
You gotta do this like 8 different times for each individual plane. I am progressively losing my mind. My name is Cleveland Brown.
All in all, dogfights and lore, that's pretty cool, but that's not why you should play the game. Project Wingman is the manic pixie dream girl of vehicle combat. Most battles feature building-sized sky ships. That was an entire boss.
Yeah, right. I pointed this out when I first encountered
vehicle combat. Most battles feature building-sized sky ships.
Yeah, I pointed this out when I first played the game and, was immediately, within, the first few missions, presented with one of these things. How the heck do they have so many of these things in Project Wingman, and yet they only had two? Two of these things, at maximum, in Ace Combat. Think about it. They had one in Ace Combat 1, air combat. They had one in Ace Combat 0. They had one in Ace Combat 3, and they maxed out at Ace Combat 2. They maxed out at Ace Combat 7 with 2 of these things. Man, I swear, as soon as I say that, I'm gonna end up playing a game where I'm gonna have to fight multiple of these, aren't I?
Ships. That was an entire boss in Ace Combat 7, and the game's just like, well, have 2 of them fight. Fuck it, you use the lasers. Everything you do has a specific melodramatic reason as part of the wider narrative, and just watching that unfold and how it affects gameplay is the real draw. I see no other way of highlighting how this works than to show you, because Project Wingman is a game that you really need to see to believe. Side note, the pacing of this game's missions are amazing. I liked it so much that I made a graph out of it, printed out the graph, and showed it to my neighbors.
Excuse me? Can you look at my graph?
Our first act begins with an insertion into Cascadia. There's money to be made, people to kill, and most mercenaries are still mad about the Australian incident. But it's obvious that relying on a single mute man is bad. So you're forced to watch as Los Angeles is bombed. Oh no, the horror. It's time to—
Wait a minute, I just realized that we were at Cascadia. That was what? The encounter before or after we were fighting Crimson? The first time? That was the evac mission.
revise our strategy, rethink our options, bomb our own energy sources. This way, no one will get them, except Crimson One, who sees you doing this and gets mad. This will be a theme. Now it's time to steal a boat. We really need that boat, Monarch. It's imperative that you get the boat. By the way, while defending said boat, we make the discovery that cruise missiles in this universe are pigeon-guided and exhibit traits of self-preservation. Now the
Nah, they're doing the. They have AP, they have enhanced APN guidance or whatever Phoenix calls it.
war is really going on, like really going on. It's time to target a civilian airport because it will help the war. We're denying.
Oh yes, my favorite target: civilian airliners.
Potential recruits. They don't even know that they're being bombed because the Federation has really going on, like really going on. It's time to target a civilian airport because it will help the war. We're denying them potential recruits. They don't even know that they're being bombed because the Federation has been able to keep the war a secret for the past few weeks. This is due to the Great Firewall, which patriotically jams all the Wi-Fi across the entire country. There is only one course of action for me when denied of my YouTube: violence. A lot of.
Yeah, that's how I'm able to put stuff like this out. They take away that, we revolt.
This is due to the Great Firewall, which patriotically jams all the Wi-Fi across the entire country. There is only one course of action for me when denied of my YouTube: violence. A lot of violence. Meanwhile, off the coast of fucking Alaska, the Federation is sending transport aircraft to help in the war effort. These aircraft were intercepted, and then the interception was intercepted, progressing for 9 hours until the entire air force of the two nations are fighting in the same place. Every aircraft. And, wow, it's time to talk about that.
10 out of 10 soundtrack right here.
Is Project Wingman. The planes, the trails, the visual design, every character screaming into my ears at the same time. It is beyond perfect. An epic battle between two titans swayed only by a single mute psychopath. And that music. This track got me pregnant. I think this is a great time to talk about it because the music always fits. Whether it's low tones for a sneaky insertion or a beautiful symphony rising as you descend into battle. I played this mission without the soundtrack, just to torture myself, and it's literally required. This game wouldn't be good without it, and that's a serious testament to the great work that's being done. Also,
you could also say the same thing for Ace Combat. The music drives the gameplay in a way.
So Crimson One is without the soundtrack, just to torture myself, and it's literally required. This game wouldn't be good without it, and that's a serious testament to the great work that's being done. Also, Crimson One is here, late as usual, and you just beat his ass. Kept in a top.
Yeah, and he brought a crap ton of reinforcements. He should have anticipated us being there with that massive mercenary force.
Great work that's being done. Also, Crimson One is here, late as usual, and you just beat his ass. Kept in a top-secret facility somewhere on the American continent. There is a woman. You have to track them down. It's for the war effort. So you raid the woman containment facility off the coast of Yellowstone, and she boards her fucking super aircraft with railguns and the turn radius of a nickel. Woman eliminated. Now, let's go down the... So you raid the woman containment facility off the coast of Yellowstone, and she boards her fucking super aircraft with railguns and the turn radius of a nickel.
Yeah, this was the boss fight that had me down to 3% HP. This! Hard to believe. I find that hard to believe after after the encounter with Crimson One, that this was somehow harder for me.
Woman eliminated. Now, let's go down the list. Attack Hawaii for no reason. That's on the list. Attack people in a forest fire.
Actually, no. There was a reason for that. And that's because half the Federation's Actually, no. All of the Federation's airships were there. Actually, no. There were still like 2 or 3 of them that showed up at Cascadia, but, whatever. We denied them of having them... We prevented them from having more there.
Attack Hawaii for no reason. That's on the list. Attack people in a forest fire. That is definitely on the list. Save civilian lives. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not on the list. It's time to retake Seattle with the Federation in retreat and the war nearly won. With the Air Force in disarray, we're just one step away from...
Oh my goodness.
If you're surprised by this, you weren't really watching the video. Do you remember how I said that the Federation basically nukes all of Cascadia? That isn't actually true. It's worse. The Federation didn't just want to nuke us to win the war. They activated all of the cordium deposits in the ground. And do you remember when I said those were used for bombs? That's right. These fuckers just started a second apocalypse. In other video games, war is hell, but in Project Wingman, war is fucking orange.
No, I'm pretty sure it's hell. That is hell on Earth right there. I was gonna say something, but I need to go back on the video.
Nuke us to win the war. They activated all of the cordium deposits in the ground. And do you want to nukes all of Cascadia? That isn't actually true. It's worse. The Federation didn't just want to nuke us to win the war. They activated all of the cordium deposits in the ground. And do you remember when I said those were used for bombs? That's right. These fuckers just started a second apocalypse. In other video games, war is hell, but in Project Wingman, war is fucking orange.
Yeah, I'd beg to differ. It's still hell, but it's orange. Heck, it's so orange that, you know, being around cordium for so long actually turned me into this color right now. Here, let me show you real quick. See, this is me when I'm infected with cordium. Let me see if I can actually break through the color, through, like, you know, the color absorption real quick. See, this is me normal. This is me when I'm not infected by cordium. And then... actually, you know what? No, I'm no longer around cordium, so I should be able to stay in this state for a little while.
On our way back, we're assaulted again by the same woman, but at this point I don't care, my retinas are damaged. The Fallout New Vegas part of the game has begun, and we're being war is fucking orange. On our way back, we're assaulted again by the same...
Waiting for the ad break to end real quick. Alright, ads are finished. Yeah, I was gonna wait and say this, but Comic actually delivers a pretty smart line here. I'll give it to you. Not many take us out for a second date. Yeah, because they'd be dead before they have the chance to do it.
woman, but at this point I don't care, my retinas are damaged. The Fallout New Vegas part of the game has begun, and we're being sent to seize all of the bottle caps that we can hold. Thank you, Joshua Graham. You may notice the game is now very, very orange. That's what the entire rest of the game looks like, and yeah, it hurts. Almost immediately, we're sent back to Seattle to dab on the hordes of homeless people. This is when Crimson One returns, and this time he's very mad. He nuked his house to kill you, and that didn't even work. This leads to a...
Oh my goodness. That was the line that I've seen so many times pop up on the Ace Combat subreddit. He nukes his house to kill you, and that wasn't enough. Bruh. 10 out of 10 word choice there. 10 out of 10.
This time, he's very mad. He nuked his house to kill you, and that didn't even work. This leads to a dogfight, which is the dogfight for Mission 11 with additional mental illness. It's clear from the dialogue that Crimson One is not used to losing. Let's help him learn. It's fucking creepy, dude. Jesus. Have a...
Yep, this is the mission where he lost it. And plus, also, you know, he actually got away with some of his squadron last time. This time, no. They all died. And if they didn't die in their planes, they probably died by landing in the Cordium-infected wasteland.
Fucking Snickers. With that detour out of the way, it turns out that nukes didn't really help the Federation win. It just made a bunch of guys dress up like the fucking Romans. And with the UN on its last legs, there is one final stronghold for us to bomb. Los Angeles. Fucking finally. We struggle to take the city, fighting foes in the air, on the seas, and attempting to flee my bullets. But after a long and arduous fight, we stand victorious over the city as the music begins to pick up in the back. God fucking damn it. He just does it again.
He never learned, did he?
Project Wingman's story is not a Homeric epic. It's not very realistic, nor is it reasonable on any level. But standing over the ruins of everyone that I hate, the Sunny D flashing before my eyes, I come to the realization. Above all, Project Wingman is fun. None of the...
It's fun. Stupid fun, but fun nonetheless.
Disparate parts of this schizophrenic game work by themselves. The combat is not Devil May Cry, the lore is not Tolkien, and we are not going to overcome our pride and prejudice. When you make a list, the game doesn't really seem that impressive, but like a chef, if we mix our ingredients well, cook at thermonuclear temperature, and add enough rat poison, we will create a spicy blend that's so out of this world, so balls to the wall, that it makes everything taste perfect. The motivation of our final boss makes no fucking sense. His arc is schizophrenia, and his obsession with you is fucking funny. I've never seen someone write a...
Yeah, I didn't even realize that he was that obsessed with taking us out. Like, seriously.
Everything tastes perfect. The motivation of our final boss makes no fucking sense. His arc is schizophrenia, and his obsession with you is fucking funny. I've never seen someone write a character based exclusively off of projection, but standing where I am now, there's no one I'd rather fight. He's the perfectly goofy antagonist for a game mostly comprised of clown behavior. The music, the drama, the retinal damage. This fight is as ridiculous as the rest of the game, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I would like to think.
Maybe when I play this game again on mercenary mode, at least, you know, with the main campaign, I might just mute the background music and put on Ace Combat 0 instead.
Thank my benevolent weapons manufacturers and defense contractors for funding this channel and enabling my deadly purchases. If you want to contribute towards the channel and ensure perpetual conflict, you can head to my Patreon to learn more. Thank all of you for watching and flying, and of course, your salvation is at hand.
Just had to break out one final tour as a reference. Well, that was certainly entertaining to watch, and this was certainly a fun game to play. Of course, I'm not done yet. Conquest mode is next, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be taking care of that next week. Or should I say, this week. I'm not sure what exactly Conquest mode will have in store for me, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be as fun, if not better, than the main campaign. And then after that, it'll be Frontline 59 time. As for other games that I have planned for the week, we'll see. It is brutal. Which is brutal? Conquest or Frontline 59? Or are both brutal? Even with modded PW Mark 1, Conquest is brutal. Okay. But I'll be up for the challenge, though. Anyways, we'll see what what I have planned for this week. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, take care, best luck in future endeavors, and farewell. See you around, everyone. And aim high.